Business All-Stars Award initiative, I think, is a very much sought after and needed kind of recognition for the many small and medium firms who are out there working very hard to be innovative and creative and to be customer responsive, but don't have that sense of acknowledgement. And I think the All-Stars Award, because of it's such a robust and rigorous process, has a number of benefits for the organisations and the broader customer environment. So for example, the process is multidimensional, it's company-wide and cross-functional, and interrogates the firm's activities from a number of dimensions. It's not just about output in terms of financial metrics. In addition to the financial metrics, the awards also assess and evaluate the non-financial activities and process of the organisation. And that type of introspection provides firms with a very objective, outside-in looking at their organisation, and it forces them to observe and reflect on what are the strengths of the companies, where are the weaknesses, and not just focus on weaknesses, but how can they leverage their strengths. Because sometimes small firms are less confident about their strengths and need to be told what they're good at, and then reinforcing that to gain a competitive advantage. Furthermore, I think the benefit of this award is not just that we take the word of the company for it. There's very much external validation of the credibility of the indicators that the company gives us. So for instance, the process looks at the customer validation. So what do customers say about the company? And we also know that the importance of the voice of the customer is key in determining how successful a company will be or not. Ultimately, they're the determinants of the company's success. Equally, we get it from the supply side. So vendors tell us about how they deal with the company, what's the relationship with the company, the credibility and the trust of the company. And irrespective of business sector the company operates, whether it's business to business or consumer to consumer, and despite the level of technology, the human factor is still huge in the business. And this process captures that from the entrepreneur, owner, manager perspective, but from the people and the team in the organisation. And that level of detail that this process engages with highlights that multidimensional integrated perspective of really how the business operates as a whole and how sustainable it is. I think this process benefits a number of parties. It benefits the companies themselves, it benefits their customers, suppliers and the broader economy. So from the company themselves, it provides a very important, credible and transparent benchmarking exercise, which heretofore isn't available for small firms. So they very clearly understand where they are vis-a-vis their competitors. And also that benchmarking exercise is very important from customers' point of view. So it increases the standards and the quality of small firms because they all want to be at the top of their level. Also from the company perspective, internally, this kind of process and the accreditation gives confidence to the organisation, allows them to leverage their advantages and identify areas that they need to further develop on, and particularly in the areas of innovation and product development, which are key capabilities that small firms need assistance with. The non-financial benefits of this type of process and award has been huge for organisations. For example, they network, they meet customers, so there's very much a sales function associated with this. There's huge peer-to-peer learning and sharing and exchanging of experiences, which allows them to feel comfortable that I'm not the only company suffering these issues or challenges. And that networking support is something that a lot of small organisations don't have access to. And the fact that it brings companies from all parts of Ireland together, it's very much a collectivity of small and medium firms coming together to increase the brand of the importance of small firms and their contribution to the Irish economy. And that leads me on to the broader political and economic benefits of initiatives like this, because I think we often underestimate the real contribution that employment creation and the social and geographical benefits that small firms provide across Ireland. This builds the brand of small and medium firms. It highlights where they benefit, how they benefit the local economies nationally, and their contribution to international market development. And that is something that we need to work more at, because these small and medium firms provide sustainable jobs. They work with other small companies, and we need to develop that ecosystem of small and medium firms for the future. And from the consumer perspective, and from the general market perspective, and the supplier perspective, This kind of benchmarking and accreditation, which is very transparent, provides them with a comfort and a security that I'm doing business with a reputable and credible organisation that has been validated from a number of external sources. And that builds the confidence of the consumer as well. And it encourages consumers, whether in the business-to-business market or the individual consumer market, to buy and to deal more with small and medium firms. And ultimately, that's a key objective of any economic kind of policy, to support our local SMEs. This kind of initiative helps us to do that.